Always the Olive Garden.
Always
It's
the Olive
always
Garden.
the Olive Garden.
Not the Olive Garden.
All right.
Yes.
So Drake and Lex, following Drake's compass, you're leading Sylvester back to wherever. Oh, Drake, Lex, and Val, I should say. Wherever Utopia and Callie took the children.
Yep.
Utopia and Callie. You are at a nice restaurant.
Yes.
Utopia, the maitre d' stops you at the door with all the children behind you, and he says, "How can I help you, miss?"
Do you have a banquet hall?
Yes.
Is it available?
I have to call in staff that we have on staff.
It's not for anything that big. I just need a place where all of they can be without disturbing everyone else and getting them kicked out.
So, but we will need to bring in extra staff. That is bringing all those children here.
Yes.
You understand, or not a family restaurant.
I understand. This is where they wanted to go, and it's where they're going to go.
Penny stands. Penny walks up beside
Oh,
you and
Jesus!
puts her hands
Penny,
on,
no!
puts her fists on her hips and says,
Oh my
"He
god.
has the money. Got to do what she says."
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
No.
And the guy looks down and raises an eyebrow up at you and says, "Have the monies, I see."
Yes, as whatever this will cost, it's basically nothing to me. I just want them to be someone nice.
Very well, miss. He says, "Follow me." And he leads
Thank
you to
you.
the dining room, and there is obviously a back banquet hall that
Mhm.
has, its own set of doors. It's basically, two huge long tables, way more room than two huge long tables. There's no place settings out or anything like that. The tables are like giant, gorgeous, like redwood tables that have been highly polished, with chairs. Like each table seats like 20. And then so he says, "It will take us a few us out menu. I will stop from the floor for now until anything we cut with waters."
Lots and lots of water to start. I'm sure they'll want something else, but they all need water. I don't know how much water they get, if any.
One of them says, it's
Oh,
not Penny
God.
this time. One of them
Penny.
says, and all the other kids go,
Oh.
"Chocolate milk, chocolate milk," and you just hear it as a wave goes through the
Okay.
children. Chocolate milk, chocolate milk. And all of a sudden, all the children turn around and almost in unison, "Chocolate milk! Chocolate milk!"
Oh God.
Saw that coming.
Yep.
Penny spins around and goes, "Shush!" Penny says, "We're gonna be good." And all the other children look at her and are confused. And Penny says, "We're not gonna yell. We're not gonna fight. We're not gonna throw things. And Penny says, this is a nice place. We're not gonna break nothing."
This is gonna last for like 5 minutes.
Penny says,
Yes.
"Steal every piece of silverware that's not nailed down." And she goes and sits down.
If we could start with water, they can have chocolate milk once they've eaten something.
He says, "We'll bring out water."
Thank you.
And as he's walking out, one of the wait staff's coming off the floor, and he stops the wait staff. He's like, "Pull all the good silverware and put out the bad stuff."
Yes. 100%. I mean, if they have cups that are like made of wood or something, that would probably be more practical. like,
So what are you guys doing as you're leading Sylvester back there? Because Sylvester's just following you along
It's like,
as best they can in the cloppy boot. Actually, no. After a few moments, Sylvester pulls her feet out of the boots and like ties the laces together and throws. They're walking
like-
barefoot.
it's like Drake's like looks to Lex. It's like, is it alright if I utilize you for a second, Lex?
Of course.
Sylvester? Or is there a different name you'd rather go by? Alright. My friend Lex here is quite strong. The little ones enjoyed getting, well, rides from one of our other companions. If you need to rest your feet, they're more than happy to give you a ride on their back.
Sylvester literally scoffs. I'm not.
I'm just trying to offer.
You've also been working hard. Nothing wrong in getting some help and taking a rest.
Our friend is trying to do you a kindness. Nothing more, nothing less.
This isn't something you're going to owe us for either. This is something I'm doing on my own accord.
Is I what?
Well, then allow me to make that up for you there and now to show that that there is no harm being done, and literally is going to flip them a platinum.
Catch
Val-
out in midair, and they
Val
stop.
blinks at that.
They catch it in midair, and they stop, and they look in their hand at the platinum piece, and they look up at you, and they throw the platinum piece at you, and they're like, "My kids are not for sale."
No, this
We
isn't.
don't want
this
to buy
isn't
them.
for them. This isn't to buy them. This is for them. Throws it back. You were working for that silver piece to help take care of them and yourself. And the off chance you decide to scoff in the face of additional help, this is for them, not you.
They're standing there, just like they didn't even manage to catch the platinum piece. They pick it up off the ground, they shove it in their pocket. Oh,
Is Sylvester trying to walk faster than us, or can they?
they're actually walking behind you, following you.
Lex is gonna slow down to kind of keep pace.
They don't slow down or anything.
Just walk silently for a second. Look, I get it. You don't have any reason to trust us or what we're saying. But that guy up there, and she'll gesture Drake, he was once one of you guys. Someone who nobody gave a shit about. He just wants to make sure that you guys are in a better position than he was in the end. And we'll catch back up to Drake and Val.
So you guys walk. Takes you, like I said, about 20. Restaurant itself, and as you get there, the restaurant is a very nice place. Obviously, Utopia chose something that they were used to, because this place is very, very nice, high end for all of the rest of you. Val, your parents, like places, and you would often go to that. But since you've been on the road, stuff like this has not been something you're accustomed to.
This is why we don't leave Utopia alone.
We had a feeling this might have been where she would have taken them.
Of course.
Of course.
Let us do the talking this time.
It's like Val,
This
this
is not
one's
the
on
face
you.
of someone who should be talking
Oh.
right now.
Like literally just putting the compass away, just hand ahead, like,
See that
oh.
that Sylvester's behind you. And I was like, why are we
Because
our
and he's gonna show
friend
the
took us
compass. It's
here.
like
pointing right at the restaurant?
because our friend just we knew she was going to take the children out to get something to eat. And because she grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth, she more than likely
Actually, it was a
wished,
gold spoon. It was a gold
It was
spoon.
a platinum.
Of course it
spoon.
was.
Platinum
It's
spoon.
like,
The fucking
Goddamn
diamond
It was
platinum
only
spoon.
silver.
Addendum.
It was only silver
like-
in color. In quality, it was platinum.
It's like
Yes.
because they grew up with a platinum spoon in their mouth, they would likely take them to some place along the lines of what they think is proper for ones who may not have eaten in a place like this.
To Utopia's credit, this is probably all she knows.
No, she's
Yeah.
been on the
yeah.
road with you guys for a while. She's
Yeah,
seen really
I've been
crappy
on the-
places.
But
Okay,
a place like
here's-
this would be her first choice.
Utopia
Yeah.
is gonna explain that one of the main things was the banquet hall, getting them a room that could just be for them, so that because her main concern would be if she swears to God, if an adult tries to throw them all out because they were, being little rascals
Disruptive.
out in the floor, she's gonna lose it on the adult. Would
it's
be
like-
you shut the fuck up.
It's like, and considering the kind of place this is breeding disaster very, very quickly. Let's, Val.
We don't
your
know
thing.
that.
Let's
We don't
find
know
them.
that.
You're just gonna give a look. It's like Callie and Utopia are leading them. Think about that.
No,
for a
Penny is
damn
leading
minute.
them. Utopia
Penny,
is just there.
technically, Penny is leading them.
Does
Val will say
Sylvester-
that out loud, so
Does
Sylvester,
Sylvester
hears that.
react to
Technically,
them
Penny
knowing
is
Penny's
leading.
name?
Yes,
Yeah,
by
Sylvester
Utopia's
does-
ears.
Sylvester, like as you guys and as you guys say, Penny's leading them. Sylvester's like took Penny in there, and she like walks right by everyone into the restaurant.
Love
It's
it.
like, it's like,
He
all
walks
right.
in, and there's a maitre d is standing there, and he says, "Excuse me, miss. May I ask what business is today?" And Sylvester looks. Oh, not miss. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask what your business is today? Sylvester's like just growls. Is like, my kids are in here. Like, he looks at her and he gives a very quizzical look. He's like, there is a group banquet.
Yes, and Val will come
She
up
just like
behind.
walks
Yes,
right by him,
Oh my God.
not even saying anything. And she's making a beeline for the banquet hall. And he turns around, he's got a finger out, and he's like,
It's like,
looks at you all, and he's like, "Good afternoon. I'm sorry
Val-
for all the chaos today."
Val takes their hand and puts a gold piece into it. Thank you kindly.
He's looking.
We'll
He's looking
gesture
at
to
you
the other
guys.
two.
He's looking at the gold piece. He looks very confused.
Drake will just explain. It's like the two that were with the children are with us. It's a long story. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you have much better things to do.
Oh yes, sir. We have them set up with wait staff in the back. They will take excellent care of you and your group.
It's more the children we're concerned about for now, but thank
They
you.
are part of your group.
We appreciate you.
You guys, as you guys go back there,
Come on.
the kids are all sitting around. Utopia, the kids are actually doing
Mhm.
very good at maintaining themselves.
Okay.
The waitstaff comes out with like a bunch of plates and silverware settings and everything like that, and they begin putting them out. Like the moment the kids figure out what the waitstaff is doing, they jump up and start grabbing plates and start putting them out too.
Oh.
And the waitstaff spends some time trying to explain to the kids that they don't have to, but it's
No.
apparent that the kids seem to be having fun doing all this stuff.
Yeah, they're helping.
So the waitstaff is just like, and so the kids start putting stuff out. The waitstaff is like pouring
Babies.
waters while they do that, and just trying to not get run over by a bunch of children who are obviously hyperactive, and just like stumbling over each other just to do anything because they've never been in a place like this. The banquet hall is gorgeous, wooden paneled room that has like on the ceiling has this fresco painting of like the spindle itself from like an aerial overhead high aerial view, so you can see like the spindle goes out in all the directions and everything like that. And a lot of the kids are like just staring up at that and going,
There's a bunch of just like splayed out on the floor, like looking at it.
or they're sitting way back in their chairs with their heads against the back of the chairs, and it's like, I know where that is. And they're just like looking up at it. The others are just like running around helping. So half the kids are helping, the other half are like staring at the ceiling, talking about places that they know. And Penny is down beside Callie, and Callie's like, Callie's like literally sitting there and like throwing like bunches of different colored for Penny's amusement. And Penny's like, I like this one. Make more of this one. And Callie's like, I really that one's.
Oh my god. Okay, once the table is set, Utopia is gonna try and get the attention of the kids who are helping, and it's like, all right, who wants to help me pick the food?
And everyone like, me, just a chorus.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So the menu
Utopia is
here
going to ask
Yeah.
for a pad and paper. She is going to be taking down what they want because
Okay.
it's gonna take a while.
They don't even understand half the stuff they're asking.
Yep.
Like some of the kids is like, I want all the taters.
Okay, so they like potatoes.
Another kid's like, can we have some meat? And
Yes.
I like meat.
Right. There's a lot of meat. Do you like a certain kind of meat?
Different kinds of meat.
Okay, we're starting further back than I thought. Okay.
The other one's like, can we get some eggs?
Sure, we can get
The
eggs.
other one's like, are they gonna be cooked?
They have to be cooked, or they can't give them to you.
No, you pop the shell and you just drink it.
Okay, Gaston.
The kid gonna be yoked.
God, is that the big kid that was like guarding?
He's
It
about
all of a
12.
sudden makes sense.
Yeah. Jesus. Okay. Okay. We'll figure this out. Who likes cheese?
And as the chorus and everyone goes, what's cheese?
I don't know what cheese is. Oh my fucking god.
Okay.
Just on principle, Utopia is gonna get some kind of like cheesy pasta dish. Because like that and like butter
As you're
noodles
writing
is
everything
like
down, waiter comes over beside you and he's watching you. He's like, pasta. Pasta.
okay.
Have these
Oh,
sausage, head.
okay.
We appetizers.
Okay, and potatoes of some kind. I think maybe a
He's like,
stew.
Our chef just has this grater thing, shoves a raw potato through it, and it comes out in these long sticks and
That sounds perfect.
lots of salt on them.
Yes.
I
And
just
then
think if
some.
anything not going to be. I think
Right.
our menu items are going to freak. They don't.
Oh, they'll scream. They'll scream.
Or
And then-
worse yet, they won't.
Okay. And could I get some
Slurping them
kind
out
of
of the-
like
It's like
Yeah,
fresh
they
out
just
of
start
butter.
eating the snails because they're used to
Like-
it.
Yeah.
It's like, why are these cooked?
the egg thing? She's never gonna recover from the egg thing.
Well, you got to remember, half the time they get eggs, they're usually stealing them. So
Yeah,
they're eating them
Yeah.
on the run, so they're just looking for. They'll
I know.
just
I
crack the
know.
eggshell on the run and then slurp the egg down.
Slorp, horrifying. And she's also gonna ask for some kind of like, just general like bread, just to hand out to them, and then some kind of like stew.
Right as you're saying that about the bread, the other wait
The
staff
bread.
that they sign back there
Yep,
comes
yep.
out and they got like their arms are full of platters of bread,
Perfect.
bumps of like butter, and as they're walking
Perfect.
by, you can smell it. It's honey butter.
Ooh,
Ooh,
lovely.
Remember, you went
Them
to a
kids will love
highfalutin
that.
restaurant, and they're
Yes.
like giant peasant loaves of French bread.
Yep.
Mhm.
Perfect. Perfect.
They're
Mhm.
already, half of them are already sliced up,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
so they put them down on the table, and like the kids go from like all the something that's like they come back to the table so hard that some of them actually literally slam into the table,
Yep. Yep.
and they all start diving for the bread, and Penny's like, "Stop!" And everyone's hands all freeze. Be good, one piece at a time. And they all like get one piece of bread. They all get slather some butter on it, and then they start eating it. And the moment that they bite in, the first one bites into the honey butter bread, they just like they reach out,
Short circuiting.
they reach out and get the thing of honey butter, and they just like try and dump the whole little ramekin onto the slice of bread. Callie like reaches out a hand. It's like, no, just stick like the chocolate did. So, but yeah, they are just devouring. They're all like, this is the best bread ever. Like, and it doesn't. None of it's green.
Yeah, no. These kids are getting a better place. This is happening now.
If they'll listen to us.
That's what they walk in. That's what you guys walk in on, actually.
Yeah. They're all having bread and honey butter.
Like,
And Utopia's trying not to cry at this point.
It seems that things are being taken care of.
This is
Yeah,
calmer
Drake's
than
just
I
gonna
expected it to
just
be.
make his way around the table, make his way behind Callie, and just don't like almost like very, very discreetly just accidentally just brush against the back and just scoop a little black dot out, pocket it.
As you're walking in there, one thing you realize very quickly is that Sylvester is like come in the doors, but she hasn't come into the room, and she is standing there with her hands at her side, looking at all the kids.
Draco, after
Val
he's
will-
collected the dot, will come back over. Val?
Val will kind of lean over. Are you all right?
You're like leaning over, looking at her face because she has the big hat flop.
Yeah.
She is crying.
Oh. It's okay. Why are you crying? What is wrong? I think the point of all of this was so they can have the better. That's what
You can have
Drake.
the better.
you all can have better.
We don't want to take you from each other and put you up for fucking adoption.
We don't want to
We just
split you
want to put
apart.
you in a place where you can have better.
All
Or
of
you-
you.
Not going to be split up. Everybody have a
Lex
bed.
looks at you and she's. I'm not.
That tracks.
Mm.
But what if there didn't? But what if there could be a Sylvester who's just able to look out for the kids who need it and bring them to a place where they can keep doing that? You can still be Sylvester without having to worry about all of the other things. You can still watch over them, but at least if you let us help, you can watch over them without having to also struggle.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
We're not other- You, this,
Oh.
will,
Oh, go.
this will be different. You'll be with them. Like my friend Lex here said, we're not trying to split you apart. You won't lose each other. You'll be together. You'll look out for one another, same as always, but your situation will be better.
Hey, back and forth between you. Your eyes are still brimming. How are you?
We're people who have a tough road ahead of us. And if we can make it a little bit easier for somebody else before we have to go, that makes us a little bit happier. It eases what we have to do.
Yeah.
And the people we'd like to introduce you to were people who once helped me.
Us.
Us.
I don't know
say
the
as
people
he,
we're
like,
talking about,
walks
but I
over and
trust.
kind
But
of
we trust them.
bends down.
Him and I were cut from pretty similar cloth.
Lester like goes over to like all the kids and Utopia and Callie are sitting at the same table.
No.
Like there's about a dozen kids. Callie. So Lester goes over and sits at heads. Her elbows are on, hanging her head.
You don't have to be tired if you let us help you.
We want to help you.
But you're like me.
I try something.
You try to summon Inari again, and Inari's just not going to show up because of the
I don't think
chocolate
you've
thing.
unsummoned
No.
Inari yet. Inari's still covered in chocolate.
Oh no!
Yeah. Nara's still covered in chocolate.
Inari's like trying to groom the chocolate out. And doing that thing where their tongue gets stuck to the.
Ready?
We'll give you a bath later, Inari.
Yeah, I'd like to try something, and this will kind of be a reworking of what the spell does, if you'll allow it. I would like to do soul gaze on Sylvester, but rather than having me learn about her, I want her to be able to glimpse my thoughts and my intentions as a way to prove.
I don't have a problem with that.
Cool.
I like it.
I like it.
Then, indeed.
Come on.
Do it! It's a success with a 16.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah,
Val
go
will kneel in front of Sylvester. Sylvester, we need you to look at us. We're going to prove to you that our intentions are good and are
Lester's
true.
like seems like they're almost they just mechanically looking.
Val's eyes immediately go black, and rather than normally in this case, Val would kind of fall psychically into the person that they're looking at, but this time he's drawing Sylvester into them, and she'll hear all three of the voices go, "You need to see."
What are you showing?
Showing her pretty much everything that we've been through over the last however many
We're not
weeks.
trying to mentally scar them.
not
so
not
that might...
leaving out the scary bits, but like basically showing her how much we've helped people. Yeah, what we've done for the refugees in Trask. Like that we are good on our word.
as you draw them in, feel like that almost panic feel, almost like, because you can feel their emotions too. So,
Yeah.
almost like that first drop on a roller coaster. As, they're being drawn in. But when you're
Breathe.
showing them everything, you feel them doing everything they can, showing them. But the nature of the spell is that it can, and the spell, I guess you'd say, makes them comprehend that.
It's true, yeah.
And so there, but it's one of these scariest things you probably ever experienced, that it clashes every professor has experienced in life,
Yeah.
and it's like you're breaking their reality. And by the time that spell ends, Sylvester is crying, like bawling, weeping, and one of the other kids looks over and is like, and then Sylvester, where are you at when you? Oh, you have to make eye contact, right? You're right in front of
Yeah,
him.
I'm standing right in front of Sylvester, or
So-
kneeling right in front of
Yeah.
Sylvester.
Sylvester like throws themselves on you
Oh,
and is like, the. At first, you don't even know if she's attacking you or not, because her grip on you is almost pain, and her head is against your chest, and she's crying, and she's saying, "Just please let it be, please let it be."
it's all real. This is who we are.
Say that her grip completely goes slack, and it's like everything goes out of her. Crying still, but she doesn't even have the strength to hold her against you, barely.
So- I'll catch her and hold her up.
And so as you do
It's
that,
all right.
Penny is sitting beside Callie, and she's been like doing the micromanager thing. Because by this
Mhm.
time they brought over the big pot of pasta, and the kids, it's harder and harder. The more things that come out, the harder it is to control all the children from just like sticking their hands in the pasta pots.
I feel like what Utopia has to end up doing is like taking the spoon and being like, okay, who wants some?
Yeah,
Because she's
pretty
tall
much.
enough that it's not like they would have
Yeah.
to like stand on the table to serve themselves. She's like, okay, so who wants some?
And when you do that, when you start serving out the kids, Penny's like, Penny would look at you and go, "But how are they gonna learn how to axe?"
It's okay. They just need to eat first, and then they'll be able to think.
So yeah, Penny's like, and you notice something. Penny has taken a piece of bread and she's eaten some of it,
Mhm.
but she has been like directing all the other children so much that
Yeah.
she really hasn't eaten anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Utopia's gonna make her a plate and like put it in front of her, but she can eat it when she feels like she has time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's
But
she's
as
so
she's-
sweet.
But as she's doing that, when Sylvester is clinging onto you and crying, like when the loudest first falls on you, Penny looks over there, and she kind of stops for a second, and she's actually been, because she's so tiny, she's been actually standing on her seat when she's doing the whole directing thing.
Yeah.
But when she looks over there, she jumps down out of her seat and she runs over where you guys are, and she says, "Leave Sylvester alone." And she runs up and she kicks the living shit out of your shin, Val.
Oh shit! Oh, get his ass!
And Sylvester,
We're not
Sylvester goes from the limp rag to suddenly standing up, and she like spins around and she grabs Penny, and we pulls her because Penny's like literally going for Val. She's like her mouth is open.
Go for his
She's holding
throat.
onto your leg, and
She's ready to start. She's about to start biting.
And Penny grabs, and she's like, "No, it's okay, it's okay." Holding Penny, she's like, "All right, like this is not ours." And Penny's And Penny is like trying to talk while it seems like it's almost like she's not Penny, but Sylvester's trying to talk while it's almost like seems like she's trying to learn how to breathe, like, because she's trying to talk through almost like hiccups. And she says it's, and Penny's still glaring up at you now. But she she looks at Sylvester, and when Sylvester's down in heights, and Penny like grabs Sylvester by the face. And she like just starts turning her face from side to side, and she's like inspecting her face, and she's like, "Okay, you won't got any owls." And she looks at Val, and she's like, "Better not have any."
She doesn't. We promise.
She grabs Sylvester by the hand. She's like, "Come on, we got food." Starts dragging Sylvester off. Sylvester just follows along, and Penny sits her down and takes the plate that Utopia made her and puts it down in front of Sylvester.
Utopia's in like autopilot now, trying to make, because the kids are, first of all, they're inhaling.
Yes.
Because I'm assuming it's spaghetti. So like they're just
Something similar,
inhaling it and then going back for another plate. So Utopia sees that like a plate was emptied and it's just like, okay, that one needs to be full. So she takes another one and like just puts it where Penny was sitting, and it's just making sure no one's jumping into the pot, because
Yeah.
they will if she
Yep.
doesn't serve them fast enough.
The weird thing is they also bring out one of those big like bowls of salad,
Oh.
and since you grew up with like privileged kids and
Yeah.
they're your age, no one wanted to eat.
No.
They bring out salad, and the kids
They go
tear
ape
into
shit.
They go
ape.
wild.
Yeah, they
They
don't. And they
go.
don't do any salad dressing. They just get the whole.
No.
They get
Just raw.
Yeah, this like
just
they're
fistfuls of
eating
vegetables.
vegetables.
Fistfuls of lettuce.
Like rabbits.
And it's like and he's like, one of them's like holding up a carrot, and he says, "What's a piece of carrot? Why is it orange?" And it's like, "Oh, it's not a stick."
Bless these children.
They have a patron forever. They have a patron forever.
So there's
If the
all
pearl
eating-
is like, oh, taking care of each kid for X amount of time is going to cost this much, just boom, sack of coins. You take care of these fucking kids.
No, it's like Drake will quite literally just probably take a seat at the table, break out a small booklet, and just start writing a note.
Utopia
'Cause
sees
at
that
this
someone
point,
has sat somewhere, and Drake gets a
Yeah,
plate
Drake
full
gets
of
a
pasta.
plate.
it's like
Drake also gets a plate of cheesy noodles.
it's like I will eat after I'm done writing this.
Just puts it
Utopia.
right
I
on the top of the
appreciate-
notebook.
It's like
Right,
hey,
right.
hey, hey, hey. It's like
Top of the notebook.
Utopia. There are plenty of words I would love to
Oh,
use right now,
it's
but
you.
there are
I'm
small-
sorry. I thought one of the kids sat over here. Sorry. It's just they'll
So,
jump
Lex,
in the
do you
pot
pull
if
up a
I
seat
don't
at the
serve
ta-
them
at the
fast
table,
enough.
too?
It's like it is all
Lex,
right,
do you sit down at the
Utopia.
table?
Yeah, Lex probably has sat by this point.
So as you're sitting at the table, you see little pseudopods come up to the kid's plate next to yours, and just start grabbing like pieces
Oh my
of
God.
pasta and
Oh my
pieces
God.
of bread.
Oh my god.
Boo.
Boo.
One of the tentacles stops, and it's like slurping a noodle. And it doesn't really have a mouth, so it's just like a little proboscis opened up,
Absorbing
and
it.
it's sucking the noodle down
I
it,
love it.
and it turns and like regards you. Because Boo doesn't actually have eyeballs.
Just don't make too much of a mess. But you can eat something. It's been a couple of days. Just not any of the kids.
And just
No,
to say
even
that,
the
all the
kids.
tendrils are reaching for the child next to you. Pull back.
My fucking god.
Drake just looks at him like, with the pen he has, just points like,
I've got Boo. Have any of the kids noticed the little tentacles?
No, they're food.
No,
they're
they're
just
eating.
food right now.
They're
Oh,
feral.
just
Their life
writing,
is the food.
sees that, looks up, doesn't quite click.
In fact, there is no sound at the table except for
Lord.
Sylvester is still sniffling, and then you can hear the clanks of the kids who are trying to learn how to use silverware, as they're like, they're literally like.
Utopia almost tries to teach them the like spoon and the fork for Newt, and then just completely gives up and is like, "That's not gonna happen."
It's like after he's finished, after Drake is finished writing the message to essentially the pearls, letting them know of the situation at hand, and that they're consider this just a favor that Drake is calling in to be paid back once this whole situation is over. He's going to go back out to the receptionist. Is like, I need a messenger.
And they said, we can send him.
I'm going to need a fast one.
Very well, sir. Do you want us to hire a taxi to take the message over?
If it'll be faster, yes.
Yes, yeah, no problem.
Flying is always faster than running.
I agree. The location is on the envelope.
They look at the envelope. You know?
Yes.
And he has, and she sees it. Oh, sees who the name is on the casino. Doesn't bat an eye, and says, "We will have this dispatched immediately. I'll summon a cab."
Perfect. Thank you. He's gonna head back in, and just kind of like not so much like take a seat. They got food earlier, so it's not like he's starving at the
Yeah,
moment.
if you walk away from the plate, the moment you walk from the plate, the kid
It
will sit
gets
beside
taken.
you, just like,
Yeah, so it's like the kids need it more than he does. So as soon as he gets back in, he'll more or less kind of like lean up against the wall by the door, probably take out his goggles and start tinkering with it to use some of his AP to unlock its next ability. Just kind of working on it and then glancing up, seeing how everything's going.
First thing you see is Sylvester is taking off their hat. Take off their hat. They have curly blonde hair that's been looks like cut with a dull knife, like all different links, and everything like that. They are, you thought, because of their nature and everything that they were just child, but as you look at them, you realize that they're an elf. And they're sitting and they're talking. They're talking to all the children, and she slips off the big heavy canvas work shirt she has on, and underneath they have like a white tunic on. She has some leather breeches on underneath that. She takes all the work clothes off and she kind of like puts them in a chair at the other table. Gonna sit down, and once she's back in that, once she's like obviously in what normally her attire is, all the other kids are like, they're like, Sylvester, and they like get the yellow stuff and put it on the bread. Sylvester's like, I'll get some. You just make sure you eat and stop using your fingers.
Utopia is gonna pick her head up when she hears Sylvester, and it's just like, oh, did Sylvester get food? What does Sylvester like?
Penny's like I fed Sylvester.
Thank you.
Penny looks at you and says, when did you last eat?
Me? Oh, I ate earlier today. I'm
She
okay.
stands up and
Oh,
walks
no.
down the center of the table.
Oh my god!
He steps over the bowl of
Penny,
pasta.
no! That's bad manners!
Do it.
Ah!
He picks up a plate from the stack,
Oh my
scoops
god.
some of the spaghetti on the plate, puts it down in front of you, and says, you need to hurry up and eat because I need to steal that fork. And then she turns around and walks back down to her seat.
I like the initial. We like the initial thought.
They had it from the first half.
the
Like,
afterthought, not
fork
so
in front of
much.
them. It's fine. It's not real silver.
No,
Oh.
it's like it's a steel fork. It's like
None of the silver's allowed in this room.
yeah, no, none of the silver's been allowed in this room.
Gotcha.
So the kids for a while.
They're all gonna give themselves food coma,
Yeah, and then like
as they should.
as
They
the
deserve
littler
it.
ones fill up faster than the bigger ones, the littler ones are like sitting there and they're like they are almost automatically. And so Sylvester's like, oh, I have to get a cart.
It's fine. Let them sleep. They deserve this.
Oh no. Like stacking them up like cordwood.
It's like,
That's fair.
Yo, Sylvester? Utopia's gonna point to... I'm assuming Sylvester has like a few more kids around her.
Yeah.
These are my friends. I'm Utopia. Last name doesn't matter, but here, you need to take this. Because she's not gonna, like, she's
Utopia.
She's gonna give a bunch of platinum pieces.
Utopia.
Utopia.
But they need it. I don't
Yes.
need
Taking
it.
care of it.
That's being taken care of.
What if they want to buy candy again? They threw up. They threw up everywhere in the street.
That's being taken care of, sweetheart. It's all right.
Just in case, just keep it.
Utopia.
Treats.
Utopia.
Yes.
This is something you're going to have to trust me on.
Oh, I trust you. It's just
Then I need you to
there's so
trust
many
me.
of them.
There's too many of them.
Utopia,
There's
you
so
forget.
many.
Drake. A smaller bag.
Smaller.
And
The
then
last thing we want
Sylvester's
is,
like
is
looking
giving
back
them
and
enough
forth
that they
between
push.
between Utopia and you guys arguing, and she's like, "Are you?"
Yes.
Yes.
Just to help you take care of them.
Yes, but unfortunately, you don't want to give
birthdays.
them enough that it's going to paint a target on their backs.
Oh,
They look. Sylvester looks at you and this is. Take that.
Which is, yes,
Not
that's
with-
fair.
okay.
Not where you're going.
If you choose to accept it.
Drake, we're going to let you explain that.
There's a group that helped me a long time ago called the Pearls. They work all over the place.
Sylvester puts their fork down.
Yes, but they're better than other syndicate. The Pearl helped me. Pearl
And
helped
me.
him.
I
If
have
not
no
for the
idea.
Pearl, I probably would have ended up with people like the Ruby.
Who are far worse.
All work with Pearl.
Some closer than others. But-
We don't. Points to himself. we do not.
I've worked for the Pearl. In the casino.
And we trust her.
And I've worked with them in other establishments.
We trust him too.
Still don't understand why, but
Because you're a big damn hero, Drake.
I
Is
hate
one
that
just
word.
accepts it.
I know that's what makes it so fun.
And Val will look at Sylvester again. You saw what we showed you. Do
I know.
you think we would put you in a place where you would be in danger, where you would have to do anything you did not wish to do?
Lex is gonna kneel down in front of her and take the axe off of her back and hold it in two hands.
He's like,
No. You see this? This axe will break a man's legs if I hit them just right. If they ever ask you to do something you don't want to do, you find a way to get a message to us, and I will come back here and I will beat their asses into the goddamn ground.
And
As if I don't get there first. I'll
we've
clear out
seen
the
her,
entire building and no one will even know I was there.
we've
We'll
seen her work She's scary.
She looks at you all and she says, "They're going."
You are all going to be okay. That's the plan. That is the goal. All of you.
I know.
We're telling you the truth now.
I know.
Drake, can I borrow a piece of paper?
Get it out. He gets it out and gets just spins out a pen and hands out as well.
Takes it.
But
and
as he
Lexi sort
hands
of-
it specifically to Lex, he just holds it out like this.
Brett. And Lex will write out a note and roll it up. Or fold it up and hand it to Sylvester. If you need to reach us, this should grant you access, get you in to see Jaegerhorn. He knows me. I worked for him too. He'll be able to find us.
Takes it.
Go right ahead.
What does it say?
This is Sylvester. They have a problem. You need to get in touch with us as soon as possible. And it's signed Lex, and it's got a very specific curl at the end of the X, so he knows that this is supposed to be an urgent message.
Like, back. Where are we going? We have to stay in the basement. We can stay in the basement.
I'm getting a message. I just got a message out to at least get a courier up. They should be able to help. At the minimum, with my message, they would help get you all home. If you chose to accept, they would help
Like
get
the
you to
basement?
somewhere, wherever your home is. I figured, considering the food here, they would likely eat until they all passed out.
Half of them are
No.
already passed out.
So,
Val just gestures to the sleeping kids.
So I thought ahead, as I usually do. Sent a message to get a ride. If you chose not to accept it, I had coin I was ready to give to help, so that you could at least more subtly help provide for them, and you would at least have a safe ride back to you wherever your home was. If you chose to accept, there'd be an extra hand to help everyone get to their new home and help gather all their belongings and take them with you. That way they're not leaving anything behind.
It's annoying, but he's good at planning.
Someone has to be.
Excuse us?
Sylvester says.
I'm talking about on the
Guess we
fly
have to
plan.
wait for him to.
How far is your home from here?
Oh. Back over. 6 Quay.
Tell you what then. You've hardly touched your food. Get some food in your stomach. That'll give us enough time for the messenger and their ride to get here. Figure it out from there.
All right.
You said you could barely move your arms. Some food will help.
And she has been nibbling at her food. Tell that she's just been overwhelmed with everything. State of shock.
And Drake will walk over and do something that, internally, it's like, this feels so fucking cheesy and stupid. God fucking damn it. Internally. But he comes over and just kind of kneels down and kind of looks them in the eyes, takes one of their hands, hold them. and that little mark on his hand is just going to just ever so slightly give like a almost like a soft violet glow. I was chosen to help people like us. The Night Mother, best way I can put it, saw that what I become, but saw that I wanted to keep more people from like me being created. And just as she's watching over me, she will watch over you and yours.
She kind of like, she's looking at you, and it. But you, there's one thing in her face that you, none of you at all get. But that little shimmer. Oh,
There it is.
And because of that, should anyone try to take advantage of your position in any way, shape, or form, the Night Mother isn't just going to let it happen. People like me will be there to stop it. And stop it in a way that no one will ever even consider trying it again.
she looks more fully directly into your eyes. Oh, thank you very much.
Hey,
What's up,
Dice!
Nice.
Dice!
And she's
Celia, it is a pleasure to meet you.
I
And if you're lucky, that will continue to be more than just a position.
she looks in your eyes and she says, I am yes.
I know it's hard to believe. Believe me, I've been there. This isn't like those times. Believe it or not, the bunch of us, as ragtag and weird as we may be,
Rude.
You calling weird?
says the person who's got 3 minds,
It's not 3
Souls.
minds, 3
There's
souls. There's a
Souls.
difference.
3 voices. We've accomplished a lot of impossible things. What? Hold on. I got a pen for you. It's like, it's not the life that I necessarily would have chosen to be doing what I'm doing now. But if it means people like me don't have to exist anymore, then I'll gladly do it.
Looks at you. I have been alone. My people.
They wouldn't have happened to have gone underground, would they?
That time period would be too...
This told me he had to be our own family. That's it.
Hmm.
Died. Lester, I was a kid. Got older. Work. Make them have to leave kids. After them. Bus. Couldn't get anyone to. I gave up trying. But I could keep fed. Pick up. Times back out. Times got adopted. Left. I don't know what I can change. I know that I could.
Trust me. I know that feeling all too well. Except where I was It was a lot worse than here. There were sick dogs on the street treated better than the people.
Not a bad place. Everyone has a lot on the plate. Not everyone has time to look.
Oh, maybe now that there's a little less on your plate, you can spend more time looking down and maybe change things.
I think that's a fine idea.
If I'm going to be completely honest, there's a reason I gave you that blessing. The Night Mother is everywhere. But it's people like us, people who know what it's like, who act with her guidance, who help others like ourselves, who give people who have no chance a chance. Ugh.
They look at
They're
you.
always going to look for you for guidance. And if I'm seeing in you what I've seen before, with you helping to guide them, they stand a chance.
Whatever you all think. Help. Happy. Have it.
Then you will.
Right then, they just come in, and they like have a huge.
We're going to need a box.
And Val sits down next to, because Val's been standing this entire time.
Yeah.
Finally sits down. He sits down next to Lex and he kind of leans over. You do realize now there's going to be absolutely no living with him.
Yeah, but this does prove he's a hero.
Oh,
I
right.
can still hear you.
We're talking
yeah.
loudly so that you can.
And that's a good place to
Lieutenant
wrap
Rather
up the
more
evening.
cold-blooded killers be born into this world? I certainly wouldn't.
That's a good place to wrap for the evening, guys. Mother Hero Drake.
I need to find my list of the full list of titles because it's up to 14.
Ladies and
it's
gentlemen,
up to 14.
Those of
Patron
you who managed
saint
to
of
stay with
wayward
us-
souls.
Those of you who managed to stay with us through this entire thing, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. Dice, thank you very much for the raid. That was amazing and wonderful.
You're
We greatly
awesome!
appreciate that. We are, like I said earlier, we're going to be leaving the affiliate program on Twitch, so possible. So in order to do that, we are launching our Patreon, which we basically let lapse. And if you guys want and could, and you feel like contributing to the channel, you can go go to join our Patreon. There's lots of different levels, lots of different items that you get for joining our Patreon, including a custom channel in the Discord, which, because we haven't used our Patreon in so long, literally has cobwebs on it. But we are going to be that. We're also going to be doing stuff like we have things for like a once a month game for us Patreon members of a certain level, which will be run by either me or someone else if they feel like it, and we're gonna be doing that as a once a month item for them. And we have a bunch of other rewards in there. It's a long list, and we'd love for you to actually go take a look and see if you think you support us. If you want to follow our socials, find them in our link tree there, where you can find all of our items. There's tons of ways to support us that are there. If you want to give us a follow on all of our social media, that also helps us out a lot. We are basically here to have stories, and now I had to put in a Sam cried counter.
Yes. Do it.
Or we could just add to the M cried counter.
No, Sam.
But
brings
it's
his own.
different. But it's
Sam needs his
different.
own.
It's different when
So that's
Sam
completely
cries.
different.
Yeah.
It's special.
It's special. It's specular. So,
That's what we're some time on now.
yep. So what we're gonna do now? Well, first off, I want to thank part of this tonight.
Wait, who?
Who?
I don't see anybody.
I don't see anyone either. I don't know what you're doing. Sam,
Yeah, no, I'm blind.
Yes.
are you
Oh, yeah.
okay now?
Oh, I'm great.
Good. I was scared for a minute that I made you cry too many.
Oh no, that was entirely self-caused, but that's also cathartic as hell, believe it or not.
I'm glad.
Put his
Um,
entire
deep
pussy
dive.
into that.
Deep dives are fucking great.
It's good. It was wonderful to get that more of Drake's background out to the foreground too.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, for those who are good at picking up together, should be very obvious why he wants a certain individual off the playing field now. It has absolutely nothing to do with his mother at all.
Yep.
Hmm.
Pretty much. And where can people find you on the massive interwebs?
Ooh, okay. Tuesdays you can find me over on ADH Adventures. Wednesdays you guys can of course find me here. Me and the wife are trying to get stuff set up so I can start streaming games in my off time over on the Starfield. Though I'm going to be completely honest with how crazy my schedule is, it is very unlikely that there's actually going to be a set schedule for that. But more than likely, the streams that I'm going to be doing are everything from partnering up with some of the people I know and doing War Thunder, playing some of the new Monster Hunter, as well as Destiny, since those seem to be the big three I touch on. Other than that, tomorrow you can find myself and the wife over on Turn to Page 394s. We're more than likely going to be hosting on our own channel just to help push it out there. With the Star Wars game that the wife is running, we are about to start planning essentially rescuing a Jedi from the Inquisitor's HQ. And I've already put together a plan that is not flawless, being the planner, but it's pretty damn solid. We just have to actually plan it out in character now.
And that's where things will go awry.
Oh, abso-fucking! It's Star Wars. Everything goes smoothly up to a certain part, and then everything goes to shit.
Thank you very much. Liz,
Yes, hi.
hi, how are you?
Good.
Was it cathartic for you too?
Yes, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate that we spent an entire session convincing a group of children to let us help them.
It was wonderful and beautiful, and I love it. And where can people find you on the massive
You can find me on most of the social medias at various iterations of @MissLiss or @MissLiss2, depending on what was available or what I felt like doing at that time. Obviously, you can find me here on Wednesdays
And you can find me over on the Starfield on Saturday mornings for the Breakfast Club, and also technically on the Starfield in chat on Mondays during Bristol's Lost, because I clip every single hilarious moment that they have.
He's the official clipper for.
Literally.
And Milagros, where can people find you on the Massive Internet?
Hello. I would just like to remind everyone that Drake does have an official title.
No,
set of titles. And now an epithet. So I'm just gonna read that out. So shut up. It is His Majesty Saint Pontiff, King Chancellor, Doctor, Professor, Abbot, Lieutenant, Prophet, Constable, Brother, Hero Drake. Now protector of children, defender of the lost, and guide to the downtrodden.
I would
Let's go.
also add in the Vengeful Blade.
Ooh, yeah. Another epithet. Okay.
Sounds like, God damn it, I don't hate that.
Yeah, that box. Okay. You can find me.
I'll swear to fucking God, I'll break out the voice.
You can find me.
Really? Because Sam, I'll break out the voice.
Ass.
Go ahead,
Sam, you want me to
Milagros.
break out the voice?
No, Milagros has got to say his stuff.
No.
I'm gonna mute the both of you and put you in the corner.
I'm gonna put him in gay baby jail.
Gay baby jail.
I can be found on the Starfield Monday nights and Saturday mornings, and I can be found here on Dinner and a Game Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights. I can also be found on TikTok, and I am relaunching my Instagram tomorrow, also at Fountain Pen Femme. If you want tarot and tips for storytellers, I will be there doing showcases of my 17 decks because I have a collection problem, and the way that I've used tarot to help me build out stories where I've gotten kind of stuck with characters or plots. So, yeah.
That's gonna be cool. I want to see that one. There is,
Hell yeah.
There is an actual game that has a mechanic that's based around tarot cards for character creation. And
It's super fun.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
I have spreads for the 3-act structure, for getting yourself out of writer's block, for doing the basics of a character, and I've got spreads that I've developed for like doing readings for your characters, because I have several that have given me a lot of trouble, and I'll be like, what's your deal? What am I not seeing? And so I'll do readings for them too.
No, that's actually really cool. That's a great
I
idea.
love that.
Thank you.
And finally, Sphinx,
Yeah.
where can people find you on the Massive Internet?
Well, I feel like I'm about to break into the Animaniacs Wacko Reads the Countries of the World song. Hi, I'm Sphinx Akasha. You can find me on TikTok as Circle DM, Sphinx Akasha on Hive, Instagram, and Twitter, and just whatever else on the internet. You can find me on Tuesdays and Wednesdays right here with Dinner and a Game, playing Kingdoms of Myths, Kingdoms of Myths, which is our today game, but also Emerald Sanctums, which is our Tuesday game, which is our World of Darkness campaign. On every other Thursday, every other Friday, you can find with the Alex Bomb channel, where I'm playing Initiatives and Intrigue, which is our 5e homebrew game. But on the opposing Fridays, you can find me with the ADH Adventure channel, where I run my own campaign, Agents of the Circle. It is a homebrew Eberron game. We are in our final season, at the beginning, our first arc of the final season, the Battle of the Bards, where the group is in the nation of Anthem, which is ruled by bards. It's a bard nation ruled by King Bootsy Collins himself. It's a fun time. The next week, our party's going to meet the Wu-Tang in the Temple of the 36 Chambers. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
For that, because Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, but Wu-Tang is also for the children. On Saturdays, you can find me with the AH Adventures channel as we switch back and forth between Heroes Arc and Unlicensed Magic War Crimes. This week is an Unlicensed Magic week, so tune in for that. We're going into battle to save the city of Dwarfheim. On Sundays, you can find me also with the ADH Adventures channel playing our newest campaign, The Tale That Never Was, where I play a character named Io Neota, who's a Kalishtar sorcerer, aberrant mind sorcerer, and is my answer to what if Howl were a Kalishtar and Calcifer were his quarry? So, a lot of fun.
Excellent. And finally, you can find all of Dinner like I said, linked in our link tree. We are Dag Show on Twitch because we could not get dinner in a game to get short enough, and so we are dinner in a game just about everywhere else. And if you want to follow any of our social media, greatly appreciate it. But the probably most important one we have right now is our Discord, because that's where we tell you the latest things we're doing, including our up and coming time at Gen Con, where we are going to be debuting Material Components, which is our retail line, which is producing our own 3D printed terrain features for use in TTRPGs. And we're going to be running a bunch of events, so we're going to be help run events at the con, and basically we're going to have a bunch of tables, and we're going to set up a bunch of terrain dungeons and everything like that, and we're going to have a bunch of adventures written up, so for quick short 3-hour adventures that can get you through a dungeon and show you what you can do with our terrain. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to be posting that up probably in the next couple of weeks as we get the confirmations for that. Do not forget that we are leaving Twitch as an affiliate, that what little revenue we got from Twitch is going away. And to try and make up for that, we are bringing over Patreon, which Patreon gives you a bunch of options that we were talked about. Plus, there's some physical awards coming out for our Patreon, and we are going to a lot more stuff on all of our social medias rather than just focusing on Twitch as for our stream, because we want everyone to be able to come comfortable with what they do, where they view their resources at, and this is the best way to do that, is give people options for how they watch. Because I found out we're currently literally streaming Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and we have, like, with the current setup I have right now, I have one more channel I can add, but I do not have the option to TikTok or Instagram yet, because my accounts aren't big enough. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and build up our TikTok and our Instagram accounts. The first one that hits the ability to go live will be able to get set up as our last channel that we're going to go live to, and then we will be streaming 5 different a night.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and see what we're going to take our Twitch audience, and we're going to go ahead and raid out to another Twitch channel. Hopefully someone who actually indie. Let's see who's all out there, shall we? Adding reception studio. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, because I saw that Adventures and Initiative is doing a Breaking Character 25.
Ah.
Well, it doesn't say D&D, so I'm going to hope this isn't D&D. We're going to go and raid a channel that is called Adventures and Initiative. And they are doing something they call Breaking Character. Oh, wait, it is D&D. Dang it. We're trying to stay away from D&D games because we want to give you guys something else to watch other than D&D, and to show you that there is a lot of good games out there that are not under the D&D flag. Let me see.
Nat 20 Productions is running Pathfinder right now.
Oh,
There we go.
One. Let's go see Nat 20 Productions. Nat 20 Productions is official, right?
I think so. Yeah, Nat 20 Productions is official.
Got it. I just want to make sure I have the right channel before I go jump over there and raid them. So we're going to go ahead and raid another channel. Now, for those of you who have not been with us or been part of a raid and who are on Twitch, a raid is where we take our audience, jump into their audience, let them know that Dinner and a Game sent you, let them know that you appreciate the fact that they are providing content for you, boy. And you do that just by saying hi and giving them a follow. Trust us as creators ourselves, and every single person here is an amazing creator, and you should follow their content. The biggest serotonin boost we get is having new people come in, tell us they appreciate what we're doing, give us a follow. I mean, everything else is gravy and wonderful, but that's the thing that really pumps us up, because that means that we've done something that someone else likes, and you can't top that for such someone like that. I want to again say thank you to all my players. You guys have been amazing. And we're going to go ahead and give them a raid. And during the game, we always save you a seat at the table, however. So be careful, do what you can, social distance, wear a mask when you can. We want you to come back every single show and be whole, hale, and healthy. Boy,
Hell yeah.
we love you guys very much, and we will see you on Friday, possibly for the session 0 for Tales from the Loop. Good night.
Yep, we're there.
Sorry, I had to dip a couple times. My sister forgot to eat all day and told me that she was coming home at like midnight. So I'm finishing